Jacklouis, successful barbershop in Great Dunmow. Here we have the owner, the director, Jacklouis himself. So, Jack, your barbershop situated in Great Dunmow.
Yeah, talk to me. What do you want to know?
9,000 people.
Yeah.
Population.
Yeah. See, that's actually a misconception.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, it's 9,000 or 8,564 people in Great Dunmow itself, but it's got caption areas. So when you say caption areas, we're talking Chelmsford,
okay,
within 12 miles.
Yes.
Bishop Stortford, 8 miles. Takeley,
now,
Baxted.
For the sake of the question,
go on.
Simplify it, yeah? Let's just say 15,000 people, 7 barbershops.
With 2 more opening, one
opened,
one more,
right.
One opened down the road. Literally, I'm talking 2 doors down. It gets better though. 2 doors down. Right, hear me out. Right. One opened, 2 doors down. Literally 20 meters. I'm not exaggerating or embellishing.
Okay.
Right. And now I've got another barber opening directly opposite me, bringing it to like 9 barbershops.
Okay, so competition is good. Competition raises standards across the industry, or in this case, across the town for local barbers. Now, my question is, you're hugely successful because I've worked in your shop just briefly. I came in to do like a guest spot for a day. I've seen how you run the shop and it's extremely successful. Am I right in saying that your barbershop is the most or one of the most successful barbershops in Great Dunmow?
We're busy.
We're busy. Good.
But you've got to think like the other barbershops are charging, I would say they're more like a turn and churn. So it's more like they're working on a numbers game on like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes. And they're charging like standard barbershop prices. But then you say standard barbershop prices, I'm seeing prices at the minute like 18 quid. But these guys
are going up.
It's going up.
It is going up.
These guys are charging 12, 14 kids cut, 18 for a skin fade. I'm charging 25. So
25, is that for just a haircut?
Haircut.
You don't categorize skin fades as something different?
40 minutes or 40 minutes.
Okay, cool. So someone comes in, gets a beard trim, a haircut, what are they looking at, 30, 35?
Haircut, beard trim, 32.
Cool.
In the next 5 years, growth plan is to fully remove cash.
Okay.
And move to somewhere within the regions of 32 to 36 pounds.
Okay, wicked, nice. So the question is, Great Dunmow, 10 to 15,000 people, 9 barbershops and counting. How do you crush your competitors? How do you stay busy? So
you got to be, it's cliche and we all say it, right? You got to be better than your last haircut.
Okay, so expand, like talk to me, because it can't be just better than your last haircut.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing different to your competitor? And I say this all the time. People that come out of like barbering schools, academies, whatever it is, they focus so much on the haircut, right? That they forget
that there's a customer in the chair.
They forget that there's a customer in the chair, but they forget that the foundations of actually being a barber is a service-based industry. Don't fucking forget it.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's go.
No. We can
forget it. Don't forget it. Like, because, and I say that with passion because Mr. Smith only requires a 3 back and sides.
Sure.
And the young lad coming in next requires a skin fade. One requires a great banging skin fade. The other guy requires a nice chat.
Of course.
So
you've got to be able to mirror.
You've got to be able to mirror that person. But it's like, are you making that guy who's paying 25 quid? Are you making him climb and walk into your chair? Or are you turning that chair around to present that client to come and sit in your chair? Say, excuse me, sir, take a seat. If you go to a nice restaurant in the West End,
absolutely,
the guy's putting your chair up for you and pulling your chair in. A gentleman, a chivalrous gentleman, pulls out the chair for the lady and says, take a seat, my darling. Are you with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the basic principle of how it goes in my shop. It's a service-based industry. That's just the beginning. How are you doing, sir? Not your mate. They're not your mate. Unless you've cut their hair a lot and they're
you establish that in the first sort of consultation.
As soon as they walk
as
through
to
the-
how
as soon as
you
they
can
walk through the
address
door,
them.
How can I help you?
Yeah,
You know, how can I help you?
of course.
That's again like what, you know, it's the service industry. How can I help you provide a service for you?
And do you feel that?
And that's not being done.
No, it's not. I agree. I've worked in barbershops.
A lot of shops, majority of shops aren't doing that.
And you think that's? Are you saying that that's all it takes to encourage someone to go for, as opposed to a £14 service barbershop?
Do you think, I'm going to ask you a question, sorry, whilst it's in the top of my head. Do you think it could possibly be a cultural thing? Like my family, I'm from an Italian background.
Sure.
And Italians are very much people like, they want to put on a show. They like to host. They like to cook for people. They want, try this. Can I help you? What can I do for you? They want to remember the names. They want to remember what their family was called. You know, they want to put on this bravado. This is a showmanship. And I think there's an element of that in it.
Okay, right. And so, in respect to, they come in and you're the showmanship. And people go to Jacklouis.
My surname isn't Louis. My surname's Frangiamore. But Jacklouis is an alter ego.
Right.
It's like, going back, before being a barber, I was an actor.
Okay.
Okay.
What movies have you started?
Nah, man. No, I was like an unemployed actor for most of the time. There's a couple of bits in that, but that's an old part.
Sure.
So, but Jacklouis is the stage name.
Right, I understand.
So,
okay, now that all comes together.
So the Jacklouis is the showmanship. It is the show. It's an alter ego. Everyone wants to be a bit of that. It's like, be nice, be kind, be gentle, be humble, be kind. You know, all of those things. Like when you come to Jacklouis, I don't just remember your name. I remember your wife's name. I remember your kids' names. I remember what you do for a living. I remember where you went on holiday. I remember all of them things. I'm not just remember what you have in a free back and sides. I care.
Yeah.
And what my ethos in the shop is, work hard, be kind.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to be kind and you're going to work hard, remember all of those things. And it's not just about, anyone can, like when you get to a certain standard of cutting hair, anyone can knock out a nice skin fade once you've done it so many times.
Of course, yeah.
Because it's a process, it's a practice, it's a discipline. Once you know how to do it, and you know the process, you know the recipe. Yeah. We can all do a nice skin fade. Absolutely. But it's the other stuff that comes with it.
I totally agree. Now, I've seen some barbershops that weed out clients that they don't want.
It's unfortunate, but it's part of it.
Okay, so I'll give you a scenario. Yeah, I've seen barbershops that don't take kids under the age of 10. Yeah. Okay, I've seen circumstances where someone comes in for a wet shave, and the barber doesn't want to do a wet shave and literally refers them to, their local Turkish barbershop down the road
because they'll do it better. Maybe.
So what's your take on that? Do you feel like
I'll be honest, like we charge £21 for a kid's cut. Let's say we have a mum come through the door.
And you say a standard cut was 25?
Yeah. So kids cut's 21.
Sure.
40 minutes. Mm-hmm. And we'll generally say, look, if your kid can sit still and we feel like you're going to get the benefit of sitting in this chair, I'll cut your kid's hair all day long. 1, for business, and 2, because I'm providing a service. And this is common. This is common. Like, if that kid can't sit still and he's moving around, dribbling all stuff down the hair, but he's got all hair in the mouth, which we've had this the other day. And
you have it all the time.
All the time, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I'll say to the mum, I said, listen, darling, madam, if you're paying £21 for your kid's haircut, he's moving around. It's not going to be tapered out. He's going to get a square sideburn, square neck.
Essentially, what you're saying is that the haircut that he gets at Jacklouis is going to be no different to
what you're going to get elsewhere.
So you might as well be paying.
But people want to come for the environment.
Okay, that makes total sense.
The mum,
so a parent, or not necessarily a mum, but the dad might come in for a haircut himself and brings their child.
Bring their kid with him.
So you feel like essentially that there is a part of you have to weed out some clients.
And I don't want all types of clients in my shop. And that sounds horrible, doesn't it?
No.
But like,
elaborate.
let's say, right, I've got people that don't respect my time. They turn up late.
Oh yeah, come on.
They don't. They turn up late. They don't turn up at all. Oh, sorry, bro. I couldn't make my 7:30 on a Saturday morning because I had such a heavy night last night. Okay, that's fine. well, I'll let it go this time, second time, I'm going to charge you. And if you don't want to pay for it, then edit.
And you just block them, put them on the blacklist. Which is fair enough. Absolutely.
Mate.
Now, you just said that the Turkish do better wet shaves than...
Not necessarily. Not better than my shave. It depends what you want, bro. Like, I charge 32 quid for a shave.
For a wet shave, yeah?
They're charging maybe 18 quid. What they're getting different at mine. At mine, you're getting 3 hot towels. You're getting a steamer, 3 hot towels. Each towel is infused with an oil. You're getting 2 shaves, 1 cold towel, facial massage.
I feel like general barbershops don't do as many wet shaves as what Turkish barbershops do. Now, here's my take on that, right? Wet shaving is an art. It can be complex. It's a very sensitive procedure if you don't know how to do it correctly. And there's a lot of stress that comes with it.
Well, would you say the biggest part? Would you say the stress is prep?
No, the prep is fine. I'm all right with the prep, but I do feel sometimes not massively confident in a wet shave.
Because you don't do so many?
Because I don't do so many, absolutely, yeah, you're right. But I think it's now turned into one of those things where if you just go to the Turkish barbers, they'll just, hammer it out in 10, 15 minutes for half the cost.
Come to my shop.
Yeah.
Let's go through a wet shave.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you, you would want to do wet shaves all day long. Yeah, mate, I love
selling me education. That's wicked. So look, I want to talk about lockdown real quick. Yeah, and I don't want to talk about lockdown for the sake of the podcast. I want to talk about lockdown because it will encourage people to understand the process of different strategies that were deployed, for example, in your shop, to get yourself back to where you may need to be, because surely lockdown must have had an effect on your business.
Yeah, it had a better effect.
It had a better effect?
It had a good effect.
Okay.
I went from £18 to 25.
Okay.
What better excuse?
And did you feel like there was a drop-off?
People's habits changed. People, spending habits changed, what they thought of their hair. A lot of people buzzed.
Did you have less business?
No, man, not really. We gained.
You gained business?
We gained business.
And why do you think that was?
People appreciated it. They wanted to be a part of something more. They wanted to engage. They wanted to socially engage. They wanted to come to the barbershop. They didn't want their wife buzzing it off anymore. They actually thought, I've got hair. I've grown hair. This is the first time I've got hair in 18 months. They've been buzzing it off for the last 10 years.
They have.
And now they think, actually, I've got a bit of hair there. I'm going to embrace that.
And there's also this, the situation of they haven't had a haircut in absolutely ages. And they're going to go out, socialise, and they want to look good.
Yeah, look good, feel good, but feel good. Not just look good. They want to feel good.
So there wasn't, other than the price increase, which I'm assuming you did to cover PPE costs.
Yeah, PPE costs, loss of earnings. And the big thing that I realised, I was underselling myself. I was undervaluing myself.
Okay.
I had that time off. I had time to reflect and thought, hold on a second. I'm fucking good at what I do here.
Yes.
This is all I do.
Yeah.
I'm not good at anything else. Like, all right, I'm good with people.
Yeah.
I'm good at cutting hair. I love cutting hair. And just because you love something doesn't mean that you should sell yourself short of that. This is the big problem in the UK, I think, is the price of haircuts, what people are selling themselves at.
You think it's too low?
Too cheap, man. Let me ask you something. Let's just say your barbers in your shop charge £20 a haircut and they're on a percentage. Let's just say they're on 50 quid.
Yeah.
And they take some 40 minutes or half an hour.
Yeah.
And they get 20, let's just for sake of argument, let's just say they're not fully booked every single day, because no barbershop is fully booked every single day. I don't really know many. But let's just say for sake of argument, you've got enough clientele to sustain a business for one haircut every 40 minutes. Okay?
Yes, yeah.
One haircut every 40 minutes, 14 services.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say, they get like what? They get a tenner. They're getting the haircut's 20 quid. Mm-hmm. They're getting paid £10. So let's just say they earn £10 an hour. Do you think £10 an hour is enough for a skilled barber?
No, mate, absolutely not.
Shocking.
Absolutely not.
Let's just say they got 60%.
Yeah.
So what they're getting now, £12 an hour? What do you think, £12? Mate, you get more money flipping burgers in Tesco's. In McDonald's, sorry.
But you see, I find that, for example, right, my barbering background comes from high volume, not necessarily low quality, but it's just some circumstances, yes, low quality, but high volume, £12.50, £15 haircuts. That's my background in barbering. And I was earning more than that, but that's because there was a higher volume. And because, because we were charging a little less, we could be a little bit quicker. Does that make sense? Now, if you had, an opportunity to choose between, low traffic, so less clients, but higher prices, or more clients at a lower cost, what do you feel would be more safer and more profitable?
McDonald's, innit?
It makes total sense, but elaborate on that, because
depends what you want.
Because some people that go into business and they feel like they want to be secure, and they would much rather rely on having a much bigger clientele.
What would Lamborghini say to McDonald's? I don't know. What would he say? What do you think he would say? I don't know. Lamborghini's making precision engineering cars.
Yes, of course.
And he doesn't make many. Bentley, Rolls-Royce don't make many. It takes 144 hours to probably make a steering column. McDonald's are churning out Big Macs like no tomorrow.
Yes.
Turn and churn. I don't know. I mean,
but they're both very, very big, profitable companies.
I think...
Because it sounds...
The world's changing, man.
Because it sounds like from the get-go, when you open Jacklouis, it sounds like you wanted to focus more on higher quality.
Well, when I first opened, I started charging 14 quid.
Oh, that's okay. And how long ago was that?
Guy 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I was turning out a load of haircuts. I was rammed out 27 haircuts a day.
Yes.
Smashing them through. And my standard of my ability, my technical ability, wasn't...
It's crazy because you could be so talented, but when you're in such a high-paced environment,
you
can't be very good because you're rushing through them.
I wasn't getting any better.
That's the problem, and you don't get any better. There's no room for growth in that sort of environment. That doesn't necessarily mean it's...
Depends, but the thing is, I make just as much money now.
Yeah,
I make more money doing less haircuts.
Yeah,
because I charge double as much. And then the clients that I was getting through the door when I first started were like...
So you weeded them out.
Cocaine on the bathroom, straight up, bro. It's cocaine in the toilet.
Yeah.
Piss on the seat.
Yeah.
Piss on the basin.
So you did weed out your clientele.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Now I've got people that probably sit down and take a piss. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different, bro. I don't know. It's just different.
So how long have you been a barber for, man?
6 years.
6.
I had the shop 5 years on the 27th of March coming, and I've been cutting. I was cutting.
So that's a quick move.
Yeah. When I opened the shop, I wasn't really ready, but I had to be.
But
you've
already. The thing is, no one's ever ready. You have to take that first step.
You got to think. Yeah, my brother's Hudson Hair, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
a good barber.
He's an absolute high achiever
high achiever. So when me and my brother, there's 11 months between us exactly to the date. 16th October, 16th November. 11 month, bang on. Big competition, isn't it? Me and my brother have always, like, and it's a bit sad sometimes, but we've always competed against one another.
Yeah.
So he gave me that drive. He inspired me to get into it. Yeah, no, it was good, man. It got me to where I am now. So,
but from you've been a barber for 6 years, but owned a barbershop in 5 years. Talk to me about that whole 1 year, albeit very short phase from, you're just into the industry, cutting hair, I assume, in a barbershop, to opening up a barbershop. What did that whole scenario look like? Because absolutely hard work.
Blood, sweat and tears, questioning whether you're good enough. You got to have faith. I was talking about this before, like whatever it is.
Finances?
But what was the financial situation?
Were you ready? Were you ready? Because, you know, business or not, the rent's got to be paid.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a calling, like whatever you want to call it. Like, mate, I was on £40 a day travelling from Harlow to Hitchin.
Right.
It's costing me probably a tenner in fuel to get there and back. Some days I wouldn't make nothing. I was making like 40 quid. And then I got left there. I was working in Epping, working all over the place. And
how many barbershops did you go through?
5, 6.
5 in the space of a year?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just mate,
you didn't settle down, did you?
Some of these bosses, some of these people, man, were fucking like...
So here's... Right.
Listen, some of these bosses aren't a manager or a boss like me.
Right.
And everything that I learned from them is everything that I didn't want to be. But carry on, what were you going to say, my bro?
So...
Sorry.
I mean, we've still got to dive in. I feel like there's a bit more to the story in that space of a 1 year. But just before you do so, I think people have this conception coming into barbering, you know, if they were in a corporate background before. What did you do before barbering?
Working for my dad.
Right. So people have this sort of idea that, you know, you go into a barbershop, you get a job and you think that all's going to be well. But there's no standards or regulations across the industry that says he knows how to manage a barbershop. So anyone essentially can open up a barbershop and you could be working for XYZ. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good boss.
The weeds get weeded out.
Right. So, you know, I get loads of people that say, you know, I've just been offered this job, you know, at 60%, so on and so forth. I'm like, okay, well, did you do your due diligence? Like,
what do you mean that?
What do you mean? Well, did you go out and you know, sit at the cafe in front of the barbershop
and see what the trade was like,
and see what the trade was like? You know, what are Mondays like? Okay, compared to Saturdays.
Yeah.
You know, because you can have 60% of fuck all.
Yeah.
Or you could have 40% of
something good. A lot. Yeah, big. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's I think
I made that mistake.
Did you?
Yeah, I worked in a shop and they were like, oh yeah.
You just get sold this sort of dream.
Well, it was like 50%. You can have 50-50, but an OAP haircut was like £6.
And there was a lot of OAPs.
And a lot of OAPs.
Jesus.
And then not just that, and it was like, oh yeah, haircut's 14 quid and then you get 7 quid of it. Really, I should have turned around and said, how about I'll come and work with you, but I'll pay you £40 a day for the chair or £30 a day for the chair. You got to weigh up whether you're going to do chair and blah, blah, blah. That's all. That's another.
But would you let someone rent a chair in your barbershop?
No.
Well, you see, chair rent's a difficult one unless you've got your own clientele.
Yeah. Are they gonna want to pay a service charge for renting that chair?
Yeah.
You know.
So what made you take the leap then, bro? From being a barber to becoming a business owner? You know, because
say that again.
What made you take the leap from being a barber, you know, working in a barbershop to now becoming a business owner? What made you take that leap?
I didn't like the people who owned the shops.
So you felt like you could do a better job of that?
Yeah, 100%. Like just some of the people's like attitude.
Well, I think you know the barbers that you got working for you have been with you for a considerable sort of amount of time. Yeah. Which
try and be fair, man. Just try and treat people like.
You just got to be honest.
Be honest. Be fair. Like, how would I want to be treated when I was at Barber leaving the thing? You know, like, you know, you want to be paid on time. I've never. If there's any barbers out there that don't pay your boys on time, and you pay yourself before you pay your barbers, you need to take a step back and look at yourselves.
That's not the way it's run.
Not the way it's run, man. You pay your boys their chair.
I suppose that the moment you sign that agreement on the lease is the moment that you sign up to be a responsible individual to ensure that business is carried out the way it needs to be carried out and that staff are paid fairly and on time.
100%. Mate, when I first opened the shop, I weren't taking next to nothing, man. You know,
did you take someone with you straight on,
no,
or was it just you?
All on my own.
All on your own. How long? What was that phase like?
6 months, 7 days a week, 14 hours a day.
Jesus.
I slept out the back of the shop. Yeah, man.
Was it busy?
Yeah, but for 6, yeah.
It's a lot of hard work, bro.
Yeah, it was busy. It was hard work. But I was like, I had these responsibilities, like you've got to think, like, I say it how it is. I tell the truth. The truth be told, I told you before, I was gambling, doing drugs, stealing off my family, not something I'm proud of. So my mum and dad said, like, son, you got one last chance. I said, Mum, I really want to go to the London School of Barbering. I'm sorry, Dini.
No, mate. No. The industry is the industry, Mum, bro. It's not just us here. Don't worry.
No, so I was like, Mum, Dad, I really want to go to the London School of Barbering.
Yeah.
And they gave me the money to go and do the course.
Fantastic.
I'd done the course and I couldn't let them down.
So there was a lot of pressure on your...
Tremendous pressure, bro. I had to work.
It's a lot of money.
It had to work, man. It had to, but not just that. I was in a dark place.
Right.
Dark place. Like,
yeah.
When you're searching for £3.60 to do a fucking roulette spin in them, you know, when you're them crack machines, it's like, you know, you put 20,
well, the new Jacklouis.
20p, you put 20p on a fucking crack machine,
yeah,
and it fucking might get £7.20. I was like looking for the £3.60 to do the spin, my spin. And then when I've realised that I had the power to create whatever it is I wanted to create, then my life changed. I realised that
that's incredible.
I was the creator, and that was it.
So 6 months then, you say, of working 7 days a week, long hours. What was your strategy on bringing in traffic, bringing in the footfall? How did you get busy? Because what you need to understand is, bro, you know, there's people out there that open up barbershops and shut up shops. And
it's not meant for them. Some things aren't meant for people.
Yeah, no, I get that.
10,000 leaflets.
10,000
10,000 leaflets, yeah.
And just hardcore.
No.
What offer was on the leaflets?
It was just like, barbershop opening, this is where I was on the back, this is what I'm doing, plain leaflet. I've got a picture of it somewhere.
Any promotional offer?
No promotional offer. Just saying what.
Just straight brand awareness.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah.
I gave the first week's profit.
Yeah.
From the haircut. Once I paid my shop rent, except the profit went to the charity shop over the road.
Right.
Which is now Barbershop, ironically.
Yeah.
So when I handed out those leaflets, every single door I went through, even if it was in the rain, in the cold, after I'd finished work barbering, I went all around the local areas, and every one I put through the door, I said my positive affirmations. I used to be like, I am attracting new clientele. I am great. Every single 10,000 times, bro. Yeah. Every time I drove from Harlow to Great Dunmow, I was in an old T-Reg Fiesta with no electric windows, and I'd wind the windows down. Them up. Yeah. And I would wind them down. This is no word of a lie. I'd wind them down, and I would say, so I'd wind it down so that I could hear the sound of the wind coming through my car, and I'd be like, I'm driving a Ferrari. Yeah. And then I'd wind it down, and I'd be like, I am attracting my dreams. I am manifesting my dreams. And I would shout it out the whole way. Yeah. I remember doing skip runs in my car, just like I was obsessed, bro. I still am obsessed.
That's good.
I'm obsessed. I am obsessed, bro.
Yes. Yeah. Look, now December's coming up.
Yeah.
Busiest time of the year. What are you doing to prepare for that? Because, you know, when we worked in December, right, busiest time of year, I would understand that there's going to be new people coming in through the door because there's high traffic on the high street, man.
I've got another barber coming in. So I've got another barber started.
So what are you doing to prepare?
I've got, obviously, the books he's open, the diaries, I think 18th, 19th, 20th, 23rd, 24th, I'm fully booked already. Just every time someone comes in the chair, have you thought about booking your Christmas haircut yet? Just get it in the diary, move forward, be proactive. So
as soon as they come in, sit down?
No, halfway through the haircut.
Halfway through the haircut, you just plant the seed?
Yeah, 100%. So what do you think about booking your haircut then? Should we book it?
And they book it in there and then, yeah?
There and then.
Fantastic.